I want to start with a melody from the words of Hafiz that I think are very befitting for us this morning as we bow to the divine beloved in each of us, so close, so near. We're always in the oneness together, and yet life can make it so disparate, that we feel totally separated and we're in our own world of agony, of erroneous thoughts and such. So close your eyes. Let's just open up to the divine who is you and me and everything and everyone. And we'll listen to these words of Hafiz. Most beautiful one whom I adore has pitched a royal tent inside of you. Most beautiful one whom I adore has pitched a royal tent inside of you, has pitched a royal tent inside of you. So I will always lean my heart just as close to your soul as I can. So I will always lean my heart just as close to your soul as I can. Just as close to your soul as I can. Most beautiful one whom I adore has pitched a royal tent inside of you. Most beautiful one whom I adore has pitched a royal tent inside of you, has pitched a royal tent inside of you. So I will always lean my heart just as close to your soul as I can. So I will always lean my heart just as close to your soul as I can. Just as close to your soul as I can. Feel that closeness. Feel that unity consciousness. Feel that we are transcendent of all the human shenanigans that go along with living in this dream duality delusion. And illusion and delusion. The illusion is form and the delusion is feeling separate from each other and from source itself. And we're going to jump right on in this morning to Arjuna's afterglow, after his vision of visions, and these words that he said to Krishna. So are you ready for this? Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Amen. We're in. All right. I'm so happy that the Clarks are on so bright and early for them. It's a little later for me. I don't mind that. The older you get, the more you need some sleep, right? Okay, so let's jump over to, well, there's Sanskrit on page 829, verses 35 to 42. We're not going to read the Sanskrit, obviously, but we are going to go to page 830. This is chapter 11 still. We're on our last legs of chapter 11, the vision of visions. And we're going to start here with this verse 35 at the top of the page 830 on chapter 11, volume 2, book 2 of God Talks to Arjuna by Paramahansa Yogananda. How's that? All right. But it's still this Sanjaya, this divine witness, the soul as a divine witness that's talking to actually the blind king, because the blind king wants to know what's happening here. Where did the Pandus stand? They were a little worried that they have some powerful warriors, and the Pandus are saying, well, We got Krishna, so we have victory. Though they are a little bit concerned too that the Kudus have such a vast army, right? And all these illimitable sense temptations, countless ways to tempt us away from the truth. So Sanjaya, or this witness consciousness, says to the king Dhritarashtra, the blind king, who started all this war, and his son Duryodhana, which is the king material desire, who took over the reign of the blind king. You know, king material lust. Oh my goodness, we didn't have a shot. And we wake up in the tamas energy as a little baby crying. Of course we do, because it wasn't the sattva that we came into the world with. It was the tamas, the dark energy, because you can't come into a realm of delusion and illusion of thinking form is real, and that and feeling separate from everything, and completely lonely, and completely out of sorts, and feel like you don't belong here, like a stranger in a strange land, right? So we have the almost like a little adventure in becoming a soul hero ahead of us, don't we? So this is what Arjuna, Sanjaya said to King Dhritarashtra after the vision of visions. Sanjaya said to King Dhritarashtra, after hearing the words of Keshava, another name for Krishna is Keshava, in parens, the Maya transcendent Krishna, the Maya transcendent, the Maya, the delusion transcendent Krishna, the diademed one. The diademed one is Arjuna, who is now haloed. He's got the halo, when you have the divine consciousness, you have this halo that you see around a lot of Christian saints and the Christian scriptures and the Christian writings and stuff like that, that there's this halo around the saints, right? So Arjuna, the diademed one, that Krishna calls him, is haloed with cosmic vision. Here he is afterwards, though, trembling and awe-stricken. Remember, it's all striking, and it's also horrendously horrible. All this seeming death, just Lord just snaps his fingers, and all of a sudden we're on the other side. Yeah, and he's gobbling up, these nights and days of Brahmas, and sometimes we go into this eclipse where there's no creation at all, and then creation comes back in, and here we come back in with all our stuff. It was just put on hold. So there is Arjuna haloed with cosmic vision, and now, after the vision, trembling and awe-stricken, joining his palms together in namaste, joining his palms together in worshipful supplication. Again, made humble obeisance and addressed Krishna in a quavering voice. So he's like blown out of the water, right? He asked for something. Be careful what you ask for. If you want to see the vision of visions, we may not be ready for it at all, right? That's why we're not getting even close to asking for it, right? Because we know that there's a little frightening. All this stuff is a little scary, right? This is what Arjuna said. This is verse 36. Oh, Hrishikesha, Hrishikesha, which is another name for Krishna. He was Keshava up above, O Keshava, and now he here Hrishikesha down below. O Hrishikesha, or Krishna, rightly are the worlds proud and gladdened to exude thy glory. The worlds are proud and gladdened to exude your glory. The demons, terrified, seek safety and distance. Every time you have a beautiful thought, every time you are a little more self-sustainable in chanting the holy name or doing your little mantras, like God is all is God, whatever way you want to put it, right? Like last week's stream, God is all. The demons take they scram. They get out of there, man. They're running like bejeebies to get a distance from this terrific and very scary power of spirit now manifest as Ishvara in creation, right? The demons, terrified, seek safety and distance, while the multitudes of Siddhas are those beautiful divine ones, right? That have reached the glorious state of soul realization. So multitudes of Siddhas, that's who we'll join right now, after even a little imagination of what that vision of visions was in our own intuitive imagination, whatever we think we can take of it. Let's join the multitudes of Siddhas, perfected beings, as they bow down to worship thee, O Krishna, which is more than just Krishna, which is more than just Ishvara. It's the transcendental absolute, unspeakable, unnameable, unseeable, can't even go there in the human consciousness at all. Only when the divine eye is touched by the teacher, by the guru, by your higher self, can you have that vision. So rightly are the worlds proud and gladdened to exude thy glory. The demons terrified seek safety and distance, while the multitudes of Siddhas, perfected beings, bow down to worship thee. At least have intuitive imagination that you join the Siddhas every day as part of your meditation and just bow down. Huh? Good environment. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to commit to anything. You just have to feel like you can get into their presence and just join the worship ceremony, right? Enjoy the worship, right? That's what the purified heart was able to do once the stealer of hearts, took the Maya away from your heart center and you became more receptive. And not only that, a purified devotion, and also you joined the worship. You joined the multitudes of Siddhas, perfected beings, and you bow down with them in worship to the transcendental absolute. In this case, as Ishvara, who is Lord, ruler of the physical universe. Okay? How's this for a start, kids? So verse 37 said, and why should they not pay thee homage, O vast spirit? And why should they not pay you homage? It's obvious. It's non-negotiable. It's how our soul is right now to God, bowing down. And it's always in that state of awakening the soul, but we don't know it, right? We don't think we can know it. We don't give it enough credence during the day. We don't have enough trust and faith still, right? But it makes sense that why wouldn't they pay homage to thee, O vast spirit? For greater art thou than even Brahma the creator. Now don't get this Ishvara or even this transcendental absolute. Well, Ishvara did become the Brahma the creator, right? In this case, because it was part of this manifested duality dream delusion. But you're far greater than that Brahma the creator. So now Arjuna is talking about now the transcendental absolute. That's who Krishna is right now, the transcendental absolute. He's no longer Ishvara, Lord of creation, because he's far greater than that Lord of creation, the Brahma, the creator, who issued from thee, O transcendent absolute supreme spirit. It issued forth from thee, O infinite one. Now listen to these words that Arjuna is using. This is afterglow. This is after the vision. O infinite one, O God of gods, O shelter of the universe. I mean, what other words can you use, really? Thou art the imperishable and the manifested and the unmanifested and that beyond, the ultimate mystery. He's found some good words, don't you think? That was verse 37, 38. The primal God art thou, the primal, the only one that is the beginning, in the beginning, where there is really no beginning. There was never any beginning for God. God just is forever and forever. That's quite a little meditation too, right? That there's something that had no beginning and no end. that's responsible for all this, that is the one that we are seeking, that we are meditating on, that we are now changing bad habits into good ones, right? That we are now watching every thought that comes into our brain and working on a divine mindset, right? Not just a human mind good mindset, but a divine one. That's the ultimate goal, that we're always in the God consciousness vibe, that we are holding that for ourselves, that we are one with this primal God art thou, the pristine spirit, the final refuge of the worlds, the knower and the know-in, the supreme fulfillment. Thine omnipresence shines in the universe, O thou of inexhaustible form. Cool, huh? O thou of inexhaustible form. Wow, man, these are some good words. If nothing else, you can use your intuitive imagination and just go through it just yourself some morning and start your meditation just with these words as you bow in worship and in reverence and in awe-stricken, right? And also maybe even a little terrified. Then verse 39, oh, flowing life of cosmic currents, which is the Vayu, the life currents. Oh, flowing life of cosmic currents, Vayu. Oh, king of death, also known as Yama. Oh, God of flames, the fire god, Agni. Oh, sovereign of sea and sky, Varuna. O Lord of night, the moon. O divine father of countless offspring, Prajapati. Prajapati. O father of countless offspring, Prajapati. O ancestor of all. Remember, how's that? The ancestor of all of us. If we trace our lineage back, we're not just going to be on the human side, we're going to be into the divine side, all the way back to the transcendental absolute supreme spirit, the one who's talking here now, right? Or Arjuna, who's talking to the supreme absolute, no higher. Oh, ancestor of all, to thee praise, praise without end. Praise, praise without end. Praise, praise to thee. Oh, offspring of Prajapati, O ancestor of all, to thee praise, praise without end. Exclamation point. Praise, praise without end. Praise, praise. Praise the Lord. The Christians have it right. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Glory, glory to God on the highest, right? Wow. To thee my salutations thousandfold. A thousandfold salutations to thee, O Spirit of us all, right? Wow. Wow. I am spirit. This is why we titled this dream this morning, I am spirit. I am that. I am that. What all these words are, that's talking to who you are. Oh, really? Yes, really. That's who we are. Huh? There's no use playing small anymore. There's no use thinking small. There's no use thinking like a human at all. Stop thinking like a human and start living and loving as an immortal, as a divine being, right? Verse 40, oh, endless might. Oh, endless might. Oh, invisible, omniscient omnipresence. Oh, invincible. It's not just invisible, but invincible, omniscient, omnipresence. Oh, this is a good one. All in all. Last week, God is all. Now it's all in all. Oh, all in all. I bow to thee in front and behind. I bow to thee on the left and on the right. I bow to thee above and beneath. I bow to thee enclosing me everywhere. Enclosing me everywhere. So right where each of you are sitting, oh beautiful souls, whom I adore, pitched a royal tent inside of you, so I'll always lean my soul as close to your soul as I can, my heart, as close to your soul as I can, right? Wow, you're enclosed everywhere. You're enclosed with spirit. Now you can say, I am spirit. I used to have a t-shirt that said, I am spirit. Now I don't have the t-shirt anymore. I don't know where I put it, but I certainly do still wear the consciousness of it. I am spirit, and so are you, right? How about now going to verse 41? Unaware of all this, Arjuna says, after all these words, he said, I was completely unaware of that you are that. Thy cosmic glory, and thinking of thee as a familiar companion, often have I audaciously hailed thee as friend, and Krishna and Yadava. Yadava, what is Yadava? Yadava, descendant of Yadu. This is a footnote. The patriarch of the Yadava race of eminent Kshatriyas. These are divine warriors like you and me and warrioresses. Krishna's father, get a load of this, Krishna's father, Vasudeva, was a Yadava and a brother of the mother of the three elder Pandava princes. So that means that Yudhishthira, which is at your cervical center, Bhima at your heart center, and Arjuna at your power center, at the sun center, right there at the belly button, right there. Those are the three elder Pandava brothers. So Krishna's father Vasudeva was a Yadava and a brother of the mother of the three older Pandava princesses, Yudhishthira, Bhishma, and Arjuna. Therefore, Krishna is a cousin to Arjuna, or he was a cousin to Arjuna. Pretty tight, right? So, verse 42, Arjuna goes on to say, and for any irreverence I have displayed toward thee, O unshakable Lord, any irreverence, not to mention, well, we might be a little irreverent at times too, in complete forgetfulness of the awesomeness and also the terrific, the terror, and the awe-stricken, right? Both remember how they balanced, they went back and forth in the vision of visions. God is all of that. Coming up, it says, what is the best yogi? One who worships thee as the infinite, unmanifest, absolute, transcendent, or the one who also recognizes you in creation as the Ishvara, or the Lord of creation, right? In the creation of duality, dream, delusion. And I was kind of surprised that I thought maybe when I first read those lines that it was to worship the infinite absolute, but it says no, the best yogi is one who worships God in the duality too, of course, because that's where we are. We can't just bypass this Mother Nature, Divine Mother, and doing all her shenanigans, right? And all her Maya and the triple gunas, right? And all those and those gunas that compulse us to be a certain way. We have no control over ourselves. That's why we're seeking to have absolute surrender to the cosmic mother. Safety in God. I think I'll read you a little. I'm going to read you a little daily download after I finish this verse. So Krishna says, this is verse 42, and for any irreverence I have displayed before thee or toward thee, O unshakable Lord, in light-hearted mood at meal times, or while walking or sitting or resting alone with thee or in others. So this is in all of our little earthly daydreams, as we go ahead and dream of the earthly situation and get really depressed from it, right? If we're not careful during our waking state on any given day, on any given Sunday, right? Or any given day, alone with thee or in others, walking, sitting, resting, in light-hearted mood at meal times, or alone with thee or in others' company, for all such unintentional slights. Unintentional, they're unintentional too for us. We just don't have the knowing yet, right? We just don't have the understanding, but we're heading in the right direction. So that's worth a silent applause, right? Right? We're going in the right direction. We're on the right track. Yay. For all such unintentional slights, O thou illimitable, I beg forgiveness. So if you're in a forgiven mood right now for all the times that you're forgetful of this Lord of creation, let's just start there before we can jump even, leaps and bounds higher into the unmanifested, uh, absolute, transcendental, absolute, supreme spirit, right? That's a big jump. Let's just get comfortable, as Arjuna is trying to do, get comfortable with how powerful is this Lord of creation. That's where we are right now, in the creation. I beg forgiveness. That's why I used to say that I pray for forgiveness every day for all the things that I'm going to need forgiveness for. In advance in the morning, I pray that it's all forgiven me. Well, what does he say? All the irreverence, right? All the unintentional slights, all the confusion and still not the single-hearted single-mindedness that I only have to fix my mind on one thing, on the divine. Fix my mind on the divine, that I don't have to kind of do it in steps, even though baby steps to me are baby gigantic steps for a baby, like little Christ or the little baby Krishna, right? All powerful, illumined being as a little baby, right? Let's beg for some forgiveness right now. Why not? Okay, so Yogananda gives a little commentary just for those last two verses, 41, 42. Unaware of this, thy cosmic glory, thinking of thee as familiar companion, I have audaciously hailed thee as friend, Krishna and Yadava. For all such words, whether spoken carelessly or with affection, and for any irreverence. It's like going to confession as a Catholic guy, right? This is confession, Arjuna's confession. This should be called. And for any irreverence I have displayed toward thee, O unshakable Lord, in light-hearted mood at meal times, or while walking or sitting or resting alone with thee, or in others' company, for all such unintentional slights, O thou illimitable, I beg forgiveness. Wow. I beg forgiveness. Yeah, Divine Mother wipes our slate clean. She certainly does. She certainly does. I have something from Cahill Cabran to write that shows you how much respect he had for the Cosmic Mother. All right. Yeah, you probably didn't know that. You probably don't know much about his life. I might read about it later. All right. But look, Yogananda said these stanzas, the ones I just read you, symbolically portray a devotee state of mind after the first experience of cosmic consciousness. Just wait and see that we'll have that state someday. After our first taste of cosmic consciousness, our first experience of cosmic consciousness, through the awakening of what? His and her, and this is in quotes, divine eye. And the master touches you there. Boom. You know, it's like the Lord creator of all that is touches you there. Boom. Right? Krishna touches you there. Boom. That we can have our first experience of cosmic consciousness through the awakening of, boom, the divine eye. He then reproaches himself for his previous blindness to God's omnipresence. So Krishna is reproaching himself for his previous blindness to God's omnipresence. Let's don't be so blind today, right? We're walking around in a wonderland of light and energy. Can you imagine that we just spent more time believing, radically believing, radical acceptance that we are light, you are light, that is light, everything is light, everything you see is light, or I am spirit, you are spirit, that car is spirit, this politician's spirit, right? Whatever works for you. But Arjuna goes on, with what readiness I took the world for granted. With what readiness, Arjuna goes on to say, I took this world for granted. Wow. Yeah, especially where you live on the globe, right? Some places are so poor, but they're very happy, right? Because they learn to adapt to very difficult conditions. Where we are pretty, what do they call it, entitled here in the West? Would you say, with all the conveniences? Yeah, with all the conveniences, just like a snap of a finger. convenience, convenience, convenience. In most of the world, it's very inconvenient and a lot of suffering and a lot of poverty. You know, and a lot of people not having enough food and so on, right? So with what readiness, with so quickly, I took the world for granted, and we can take the world for granted, thoughtless of its source, thoughtless of its source. He mourns. Oh, Arjuna's mourning. He's mourning after that experience. What? So let's learn from Arjuna. We don't have the experience, but let's feel what he felt afterwards. That now that he tells us, don't take this world for granted, right? That we need to be begging for forgiveness for all our unintentional slights to God today because of our still absent mindedness, not mindfulness, but absence of mindfulness about who's running the show. How is this possible to walk and talk and have my meals and then be in my moods and be in my higher states, whatever? It's all God. God is all, right? And today's stream is I am spirit. So we're right. This is the where we're heading, because this next chapter is on bhakti yoga, and it's all about single-hearted devotion and concentration, undeviating concentration. Thoughtless of its source, he mourns. I was sensible of creation, so I was very aware of creation, or sensible of it, but of its creator, how insensible. Wow. Very sensible about, oh, I just saw an iguana. Trish is in Costa Rica, and she sent me a picture of the biggest iguana in one of the properties near us. That we have a little place there now. But Shauna, her oldest daughter, is living there, and her son, 10-year-old. They're having the 10-year-old's having a blast in Costa Rica, so she's very happy, mama. No, daddy. There's just a baby daddy. So she's really happy that he's there and having it, really enjoying that third world country, right? Because they don't take anything for granted now. So I was sensible of creation, but of its creator, how insensible. Knowing not that only by God's power did I eat and walk and talk and observe and reason and pray. Only by the divine power. We're being held by soul power right now, right? This is another song. Words from Yogananda. Step out. No, how did it go? Rise above the crowd. Rise above the crowd. Rise above the crowd. Rise above the crowd. And step out of the choking monotony of ordinary existence. And step out of the choking monotony of ordinary existence into a finer, more colorful life of achievement and ever new joy. Awaken your soul. Feel your soul power. Awaken your heart and feel your soul power, 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 and feel your soul power. Right? That works. That works. If we're going to get away from not knowing that only by his power can I eat and walk and talk and observe and reason and pray of itself, what Adam could exist at all, says Arjuna. Forgive my past heedlessness. Forgive my past heedlessness and ungrateful indifference. Oh, Krishna, forgive my past heedlessness and ungrateful indifference to thee. Oh, silent witness of my every thought and action. Oh, unshakable supporter of all. Yeah, right? That in verse 42. Yeah, powerful, huh? Very powerful. But can I read you these daily downloads of divinity are such a trip to me because I wrote them over a period of 2 years or so every morning, and every time I come to one, I'm in awe. I'm awestricken, not terrified, but awestricken. So this one is called God Safe. How can we be God safe today? All right, you want to hear how we can become God safe today? Safe in God. Where's our only safety, right? It's in the truth, right? And the truth is what we hear every Tuesday, right? And it's going into your cells and your DNA, whether you know it or not. You're being blessed beyond blessed coming through this stream or listening later, right? Having the courage to listen to this stream. So here's what is said in this daily download of divinity. God say, what's important to you may not be important to others, and what is important to them may not be to you. What's important to God is important to everyone, since everyone is God. So, what is important to God? That you are safe from all harm now and forevermore. Yeah, you are safe. What is important to God? That you are safe from all harm now and forevermore is of prime importance to the absolute. This is not temporary safe with the chance of a danger later on, such as freak accident, a theft, or death. God safe is indestructible, unshakable, non diminishing realization that at every moment you are in ecstatic bliss oneness. Every moment I am in ecstatic bliss oneness. Everybody, every moment I am in ecstatic bliss oneness. Everybody, every minute I am in ecstatic bliss oneness. Everybody, every moment I'm in ecstatic bliss oneness. God safe is your soul consciousness, which shields you. Our soul consciousness shields us from all negativity, all unwanted intruders of past bad habits, all compulsive disorders, and those rebellious urges to mess up when you know darn well you shouldn't. God safe is divine love energy growing in your heart, giving you the power, soul power, soul power, soul power, soul power, soul power, right? And feel your soul power. God safe is the divine energy growing in your heart, giving you the power to resist temptation and the guts to explore every possibility of being healthy and happy. You have the guts to explore every possibility of being really totally divinely happy and healthy, you know, fountain of youth energy. God safe is the immovable and impenetrable soul determination. God safe is the immovable and impenetrable soul determination of your willpower to set a course toward the divine shores of fulfillment that never alters or falters in times of bereavement, unexpected riches or poverty, ill health, sudden notoriety, or immense overwhelming episodes of depression, fear, guilt, and unworthiness. Okay? All right? You get that? God's safe is a secret garden deep inside your heart where you refuse to let trials, moods, and harmonies and restlessness for the world to enter there. Your secret garden has one purpose: to rendezvous night and day with your secret divine beloved. Best use of your time in this timelessness that we're in. God's safe is the ability to dismantle your personality, cravings, negative self talk, abilities and disabilities, thoughts, feelings, and attachments from your shiny, immortal self. That's all. In doing so, you get to know yourself more intimately and deeply every single day, instill meditation and all activities outside of meditation. God safe is the insuppressible cultivation of supreme faith, continually reminding you that everything is a-okay. What is that acronym? In one of them in the AA, fear, forgetting everything's all right. Same principle here. God safe is the insuppressible cultivation of supreme faith, continually reminding that that everything is a-okay right now, today, and always. All that is necessary is the sweet surrender of all you are into the arms of amazing grace, of love's amazing grace. God's self is grabbing the hand of God and never letting go. Pretty apropos for today, wouldn't you say? Oh, beautiful ones, whom I adore. Oh, beautiful one, whom I has pitched a royal tent in all of you. Most beautiful one, whom I adore, has pitched a royal tent inside of you. So I will always lean my just as close to your hearts as I can, or any heart, everywhere. So I will always lean my heart. You got a poochie at home? You got a cat, a kitty cat at home? So I will always lead my heart just as close to your soul as I can. That's why I'm always smooching my doodles, man, hugging my doodles, celebrating my doodles. I'm such an upbeat guy when it comes to taking care of my doodles. I have been now for they're 4 and 5, or 5 and 6. Don't know for sure. I think church says it's 4 and 5, but I think it's 5 and 6. But anyway, there hasn't been a moment where I didn't celebrate the spirit in them. Everything is done with all the greatest love I have in me. If nothing else, I'll get a brownie point or two for that, right? If nothing else in this life, it's all it takes. If it's really hard to deal with humans, and I get that 100%, then get a pet, because you need it. And if it's a little harder, it's hard maybe to give that unconditional love to your spouse for whatever reasons you have going on, and the reasons don't necessarily are the same as wisdom. So you might want to start giving unconditional love to the ones at home. But if that doesn't work, as Krishna says in one thing, if you fail in this and you fail in that, if you fail in that and you fail in that, then give me your failures. Get a pet and start loving unconditionally. Something to get into the groove of what unconditional love is, right? We have to have something that is really unconditional love to us, right? So check that out. We need to do that. Verse 43. This is page 831. How we all do it. How you want? Yeah, get an iguana. You should have seen this iguana that Trish shot a picture of. This iguana. Oh my God! If our dog saw that iguana, I don't know what they would do. It was huge, man. It looked like an alligator. It was right in the backyard of the property near ours. Yeah, right there. It's common. Yeah, our dogs would have saw that and went, two things. They would have bark, and then step forward and then come back, right? I don't know what they would do. I don't know what the iguana would do. Probably go off in the bushes, into the jungle. Verse 43, Father of all art thou. Here goes Arjuna again. Father of all art thou, of animate and inanimate alike. Here he goes. None but thee is worthy of worship. Oh, Guru sublime. He calls the infinite, absolute, transcendental absolute, the Guru sublime, unparalleled by any other in the three worlds. The three worlds. Who may surpass thee, O Lord of power incomparable? Power, power, of power, of power, of power, of power. I am so power, right? Unparalleled by any other in the three worlds. Who may surpass thee, O Lord of power incomparable? I mean, doesn't it make kind of intuitive sense, at least, that we have a worship for the awe-stricken and also terrifying, right? Because of our little brains can't handle it. They don't understand it really. So it can be terrifying as well as awe-striking. right? But just the power alone that is operating everything right now. It's sublime. You know, I mean, obviously, this whole chapter has been around that. Wow, you know, WOW, witnessing outrageous wonders. Wow, and outrageous atrocities too. It seems like from a limited viewpoint, right? Of all the how death ties into this, the duality of birth and death, of being in a body and out of a body. Yeah, the Bible puts the same thought thus: I am the Lord thy God. This is interesting, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt. This is this is where did he say that quote is? Exodus 20 verses 2 to 5. Exodus in the Bible somewhere under Exodus. So the Bible puts the same thought thus: I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. I guess Egypt represents that whole trip out of Egypt. Bondage. They had bondage in Egypt. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God. Remember that quote? If some of you raised Christian, whatever denomination it was, Catholic, Episcopalian, whatever, that's a pretty famous quote. Exodus 20, verses 2 to 5. Man is essentially spirit. Man and woman. This is why I got the title, I Am Spirit. We are essentially spirit. This next line, Paramahansa Yoga Commentary, Yogananda, 832, page 832. Man and women are essentially spirit. I am spirit. Spirit, soul, spirit, soul, spirit, we're spirit souls, right? I am the soul whom spirit holds dear. Yeah, spirit, soul. I am spirit. I am spirit. We are essentially spirit. Man and woman are essentially spirit. He misunderstands his real being if he seeks. So we misunderstand that we are pure spirit when we think that our real being, he misunderstands his real being of that I am spirit, we are spirit soul. We misunderstand our real being if we seek fulfillment of embodiment, if we seek a body, if we are living as a body and only for the sensations of the body, and either trying to preserve this body, make it better or something because you're afraid the body will die, and it will, but you don't. All right. If we misunderstand that our real being, if our real being, we will misunderstand that we are real being. What is it? I am spirit. I am spirit. I am spirit soul. However you want to put it. If we seek fulfillment by embodiment in any of the three worlds, physical, hello, the earth, hello, the astral, hello, the water underneath the earth, or the vast enveloping astral sheath of light waves around the material cosmos. Did you know that there is a vast enveloping astral sheath of light waves around our material cosmos? Do you realize that there is a vast enveloping astral sheath of light waves around you right now, my dear material being? Did you? Did you know that the vast enveloping astral sheet of light waves around the material cosmos and causal, the heaven above, the causal world of consciousness? So long as we bow down before the attractions of the created or phenomenal universes, so long as we then become an idolater or of craven images, a follower of false doctrines, a heathen unaware of the one true God. It's pretty point blank, isn't it? Pretty point blank. As soon as we're forgetful of this awesomeness, this awe-strickenness, and this terrific way that the Lord is doing. Remember at the end of last week, he said that we can either be in competition or we can now learn to be a partner with God. So take that hand, as I said in my daily download, and don't let go. We no longer feel in competition with God, was this is on the page 829, but in partnership with him. So only by identifying our soul with the uncreated, the pure, and the ever undefiled spirit may man and woman be delivered from the flux of creation, which is Egypt, meaning darkness and delusion, the house of bondage. Only by identifying our soul with the uncreated, the pure, the ever undefiled spirit. I am spirit. I am spirit, undefiled. I am spirit. You are spirit. We are spirit, right? This is as good as God is all, right? Isn't this a setup for something coming down like the rest of the chapters, right? Can't believe that we're almost done with 11 and we're going to 12. There's only 18 chapters. We're over halfway in Mosquito. Yeah, I keep looking at this thing. Get an iguana. That's such a good line. Is that from Jim or you, Lise? Or from both of you? From those who do not seek the Lord for himself. This is big stuff. I mean, it's good to hear that the truth, the whole truth, not but truth. So help us God. From those who do not seek the Lord for himself, the ultimate truth, but remain satisfied with his untruth and the unreal because of the transitory worlds, because they're transitory, they don't last, right? God turns away jealously, brooking no flaw in the devotee's right perception of him, not blaming you, just saying, yeah, well, it's not time for you yet. You're not quite ready. You're not quite ready to greet me as I really am and to bow and worship because I'm a jealous God. And if you seek anything else, it just ain't going to work. That's how my immutable principles run this universe. If you're false to me, you're going to be false to everyone. If you forget me, you're going to forget all the good things of life. You're going to be stuck. You're going to be in a whirlpool. Yes. So the man or woman who knows that God is without peer will worship none but him. No secondary objective will serve. His goal is the primal unique, the original, the true original, right? Yeah. So that leads us to really one more little section of still Arjuna still hasn't really gotten over how he has insulted in the slightest little what it was that word, the slightest little things, the unintentional slights. I never heard, you don't hear that word, all that. He's still not over it because we're going to hear now how he it's just one last call to Krishna. Please, 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 will you just return to your human form, please? I can't take it anymore. So we're going to hear all about that next week. But I think I'll read this thing about Kahil Gibran just to give us a little breather, just a little breather, and maybe a quote or two because we had a pretty intense, I would say, download this morning, wouldn't you say? Is there something that's just pounding your heart? Or is your heart excited, so excited that you are on the right track, my dears? Right? Would you please acknowledge yourselves for being on at least the right track? Would you please acknowledge for all your little victories that you are a different person today, this Tuesday versus last Tuesday, right? And a person that is a little more aware, a little more muy contento, a little more fulfilled in your heart space because God is becoming more and more real to you each week. Wow. Come on. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's be that. Oh, here's a nice little quote on my way to Kahil. The universe only pretends to be made of matter. Secretly, it is made of love. Yeah. And if you buy into matter, If you think matter matters, you're just going to get madder. I still think that's one of my greatest sayings. Not me, but my soul came up with it. Right? Okay. Oh, come on, mate. Let's go. Here he is. This is a trip. If you don't know, oh, this is a good quote, though, while I'm passing by some really nice quotes. Oh, two of them. Visualize yourself magnetically attracting nothing but blessings into your life. This is a powerful, 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 beautiful consciousness to hold. Visualize yourself magnetically attracting nothing but blessings into your life all the time. Believe it, feel it, expect it, know it. Blessings. More and more wonderful keeps pouring into us, right? We have a song. Just visualize attracting nothing but blessings into your life all the time. Believe it, feel it all the time. Expect it, know it. Then this quote, if it doesn't evolve me, then it doesn't involve me. If it doesn't evolve me, then it doesn't involve me. I think that's good. And then this is from Abraham. When you're focused upon how good the good is, the good gets better. Isn't that good? Isn't that good? When you're focused upon how good the good is, the good gets better. You know, it's so good to live on the bright side of life, man, on the sunny banks of your mind, right? Not on the dark corners of the one little thing that's still bugging you and you haven't let go of it yet. For some reason, you keep it there. Let it go. Wipe it out with the love blast. Ask God to take it away from you. So anyway, Khalil Gibran was called filthy because of his skin color, because he had that Indian, he's from Lebanon actually, dark skin. So let's see what he has to say. This is a trip though. I thought he was called filthy because his skin was dark, unintelligible, because he could barely speak English. When he arrived in this country, he was placed in a special class for immigrants. But a few of his teachers saw something in the way he expressed himself through the drawings, through his view of the world. He would soon master his new language. His mother had made a difficult decision to take him, his two younger sisters, and a half brother to America, seeking a better life for their family. They settled in Boston's South End, at the time the second largest Syrian Lebanese American community. The family would struggle, and the young boy would lose one sister and his half brother to tuberculosis. His mother would die of cancer. He would write, out of suffering have emerged. This is a powerful line. Out of suffering. Don't belittle. Don't try to run from your suffering. Don't make it wrong. Because out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls, the most massive characters. The most massive characters are seared with scars, he wrote. He was born in poverty on January 6, 1883, in what is now modern day Lebanon. He believed in love. He believed in peace and he believed in understanding. His name was Khalil Gibran, and he is primarily known for his book, The Prophet. The book, published in 1923, would sell tens of millions of copies, making him the third best selling poet of all time, behind Shakespeare and Lao Tzu. Published in 108 languages around the world, passages from the prophet are quoted at weddings. I've quoted it in weddings before that I've facilitated or officiated. In political speeches and at funerals, inspiring influential figures such as John F. Kennedy, Indira Gandhi, Elvis Presley, John Lennon, and David Bowie. He was very outspoken, attacking hypocrisy and corruption. His books were burned in Beirut, and in America, he would receive death threats. Gibran was the only member of his family to pursue scholastic education. His sisters were not allowed to enter school, primarily because of Middle Eastern traditions, as well as financial difficulties. Gibran, however, was inspired by the strength of the women in his family, especially his mother. After one sister, his mother, and his half brother died, his other sister, Mariana, would support Gibran and herself by working at a dressmaker's shop. Of his mother, he would write, the most beautiful word on the lips. This is what I wanted to share with you. We'll end this because you know you always have refuge in Divine Mother, right? You always have her to go to. You always have her unconditional love and her compassion, right? The mother is everything, he wrote. No, he said that the most beautiful word on the lips of mankind is the word mother. And the most beautiful call is the call of my mother. It is a word full of hope and love, a sweet and kind word coming from the depths of the heart. The mother is everything. She is our consolation in sorrow, our hope in misery, and our strength in weakness. She is the source of love, mercy, sympathy, and forgiveness. Gibran would later champion the cause of women's emancipation and education. He believed that safeguarding the rights of others is the most noble and beautiful end of every human being. And then he wrote this beautiful thing: let there be spaces in our togetherness. This is a famous line. This is the one I read at a wedding. Let there be spaces in your togetherness, and let the winds of the heavens dance between you. Love one another, but make not a bond of love, of attaching, jealous kind of love, possessive love. Let it rather be a moving sea between the shores of your soul. Fill each other's cup, but drink not from one cup. Give one another of your bread, but eat not from the same loaf. Sing and dance together and be joyous, but let each one be alone, because you only grow when you're alone. Even as the strings of a lute are alone, though they quiver with the same music. Give your hearts, but not into each other's keeping. That's why I deleted from my wedding ceremonies. I give you my heart. I used to do it all the time, in the vows. And I took it out after a while because of this. Give your hearts, but not into each other's keeping, for only the hand of life can contain your hearts, and stand together, yet not too near together. For the pillars of the temple stand apart, and the oak tree and the cypress grow not in each other's shadow. Okay? So let me just, I think I have something from Yogananda to share. Yeah, I do believe, I do believe that I might have something. Where is it? Oh, please. Oh, I know where it is. Give me 1 second. We're going to end with Yogananda. It's only apropos that we end with Yogananda now, after all this. Okay? Give me a second. Thank you. Thank you for loving the love. Okay, this is what he says, Yogananda, in closing. Compassion toward all beings, Daya is the word, D-A-Y-A, compassion. Toward all beings is necessary for divine realization, for God himself is overflowing with this quality, compassion for us earthlings who still don't get it. Like Arjuna had the vision, and he still didn't get it, right? So we're in a great delusion. So compassion, that's why there's compassion toward all beings is necessary for divine realization. For God himself is overflowing with this quality. He so gets us just as we are today and always. Those with a tender heart can put themselves in the place of others, feel their suffering, and try to believe it. All right? So that's why that the greatest yogi is not the one who's worshiping the unmanifested beyond creation, you know, out there, you know, no connection with even the creation. That the greatest yogi, and we'll hear about that coming up, is the one who's in this duality. And this is how we need to be in this duality: is have this unbelievable compassion for ourselves and our brothers and sisters, right? For all the reasons you could come up with a good list, we all could, right? All right. So sending tons of love to everyone from Bellingham. Brookie, I'm so glad you were on. Oh, get out of here, Vinny. Myself. What? This is it. Come on. This is you don't make up this stuff, man. Oh, that's great. It was your wedding. Okay, I probably did others, but I remember now. I thought it'd be a good mix between all the different, traditions that were there. Oh my God. Yeah, I am he, blessed spirit, I am he. Jim, of course, came up with that. Get an iguana. I'll show you, I'll send you the picture, Jim. Divine Mother wipes our slate clean. I was Lisa probably put that up. So there it is. Divine Mother wipes our slate clean. I hope you enjoyed this morning in big time way that brought you great joy and happiness and that next level and that baby gigantic step in holding your mind on the divine. We need a new mindset. And it's not like just this little kind of little improvement, but this massive realization of the truth, right? Why not make your mindset as you turn away from a limiting thought, an abusive thought or whatever, and you turn to the truth, right? Like we get it, the Gita all the time. For example, I am spirit, you are spirit, we are all spirit. Aho. Blessings. Blessings, everybody. Love you. The kingdom come. I love you.